Committee will come to order. Without objection, the chair is authorized to declare a recess of the committee at any time. I'd like to welcome everyone to today's hearing entitled Pursuing the Golden Age of Innovation, Strategic Priorities in Biotechnology. This is a critically important subject, and I am really looking forward to our discussion today. So we'll start by recognizing myself for 5 minutes for an opening statement. Since Mendel's first experiments with pea plants laid the foundation for our understanding of genetics, humans have been using biological principles to advance science and technology. From healthcare to materials to food production, biotechnology influences every industry in the United States. Throughout the 20th century, the U.S. has dominated the field of biotechnology. In fact, modern biotechnology is actually an American innovation. U.S. scientists consistently produce breakthroughs, innovations, and solidify our position as a global leader. However, I think we all recognize that the Chinese Communist Party is closing the gap in biotechnology. Our Chinese competitors seek to dominate the field and force global dependence on their manufacturing capabilities. In fact, in just 5 years, the market value of Chinese biotechnology firms has increased 100-fold and is now valued at $300 billion. The golden age of innovation for biotechnology is here, and it's essential that the U.S. be at the forefront, and that's why we're having this hearing today. With the help of artificial intelligence, our researchers are beginning to decipher the patterns that govern the complex behavior of biological systems. The tremendous modeling power of AI will allow for the direct programming of cells to perform specific functions just as we program computers today. Imagine the potential applications of AI where we have models fluent in DA and biological molecules in the same way that large language models are fluent in human languages. That's why AI is poised to revolutionize biotechnology, accelerating discovery and dramatically reducing research costs. However, to unlock this potential, we must invest in the fundamental research and development that will drive the innovations of tomorrow. In an address earlier this year, Michael Kratsios, the director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, recognized biotechnology as a national science priority, and I completely agree with the director. The government must enable American scientists to explore new theories and empower engineers to commercialize this technology. However, I think we all recognize federal investments alone cannot achieve this goal, and the U.S. must capitalize on its strengths. One such strength of our domestic science and technology enterprise is public-private partnerships. The federal government must coordinate with private industry to make complementary investments that advance science and technology. In our current fiscal environment, which we all know is challenging, we need to prioritize investments to protect the precious public treasure that's been entrusted to us. In April, the National Security Commission on Emerging Biotechnology released a report emphasizing the significance of maintaining U.S. global leadership. This report includes numerous recommendations for this committee, which I look forward to discussing with everyone today. Importantly, the report highlights the necessity of a whole-of-nation strategy to unlock America's biotechnology potential. The National Science Foundation and the National Institute of Standards and Technology are strategically positioned to promote this national effort. For example, NSF has established 5 biofoundry facilities that enable researchers to rapidly design, create, test, and refine the development of tools and technology for advancing biotechnology. I was pleased to see the President's budget request includes continued support for these facilities, and we'll talk about some of the other aspects of the President's budget request. The NSCEB report also calls for NIST to create standards for biological data to ensure readiness for use in AI models. This recommendation builds on NIST's existing activities, which already provide reference materials for quality control, benchmarking data, and technical advice for U.S. and international standards development. Additionally, the NIST biomanufacturing program supports the U.S. pharmaceutical industry in delivering high-quality and low-cost drugs worldwide, including through the National Institute for Innovation in Manufacturing Biopharmaceuticals. Federal investment can be a force multiplier that reinvigorates our biotechnology research ecosystem and guarantees U.S. leadership for decades to come. Whatever strategy Congress adopts, it must promote and protect American values while being flexible enough to adapt and pivot to take advantage of new technological advancements. I believe the U.S. can continue its leadership in biotechnology, but we must act now. And that's why this hearing is so important. I would like to thank all of our witnesses for being here today. I look forward to your testimony and a productive discussion on this critically important topic.